Hi guys, this is my YouTube channel named Balancing It in the Marathon of Life. I am Babsi Chabalala, a mom of four and a granny of four. In the journey of life, I realized that it's easy to focus on child upbringing or providing for children. But as years went by, I noticed that if one were to ask me, what is your secret of making it this far? I would say learning from mistakes, e.g., balancing it, balancing your physical life, spiritual life, emotional life, and social life. Obviously, our spiritual life being our number one. So, in this video, I'll be encouraging both young and old to live a balanced lifestyle, whereby, in as much as we endeavor to live a God pleasing life, we take care of our physical bodies by going to the gym, eating healthily, and drinking lots of water. But for today, I have this interesting topic to dwell on, where I'll be encouraging the childbearing ages, the parental age. This is where I'm going to talk about my book at the back, Give Them Wings. Give Them Wings is a book which was written in my 50s. I drafted it and it only came to be at age 62. Ask me why. So many copies were written, and in our relocation, I kept on losing, but I didn't stop there. I pressed on until I had a copy, which is on sale now. Give them wings is a terminology I used for showing parents that the verse that says, train up a child in a way he should go, and when he is old, he'll not depart from it. This is found in Proverbs 22, verse 6. This is where I realized in my journey as a parent that we need to make use of the authority given to us by God. This is it, the tongue. Before anything can come to be, even conception, we would have created what you want to see, even the children that you want to raise, by speaking life into the situation, speaking life into ourselves, that the children I'm going to give birth to are going to serve God, the children I'm going to give birth to are going to fear God, the children I'm going to give birth to are going to live balanced lifestyles. This I was encouraged more so to do after hearing a testimony of a lady who has passed on now. She was a mom of 47, and I was still studying at varsity when I listened to her testimony. She says at age 17, she spoke to her body. You can imagine. She said, body, you're going to remain chaste, you're going to fear God, you're going to live a God a fearing life, and you're not going to mess up in things that God does not like. In this body, I'm going to serve God. She committed her body to serve God. And she went on and on until she was engaged. God was faithful enough to bring a partner along to this God-fearing woman. She lived on, and in this stage where she was now engaged to this young man, she also spoke life into his body, even in absentia, that Lord, in as much as I dedicate my body, my coming husband is also going to fear you. We are going to give birth to children who are going to fear God. So much said about using the power of the tongue. Now let's come to the conception stage. This is where also the power of the tongue is going to come or comes in handy. You can create the atmosphere of your child in the belly by speaking life. There are so many turmoils in the conception era where your body acts up and people around you act up, but all that can be camouflaged or diminished by the word of God, where you speak what you want to see, you speak into the situation, be it your mood swings, be it whatever. And the stage that made me see the power of the tongue is in the toddler stage, because children are good imitators. in as much as we can lay rules in our homes. This is how I want my children to behave, blah, blah, blah. Children look at what you do more than listening to what you do. So in this book, that's where I advise parents to live lives that they want to see to their children, because children are going to imitate us. They imitate what you say, they imitate what you do. If I'm a Christian and when angry, I insult my children. When they're angry, they're going to insult each other. So as they grew up in the toddler stage, I saw the essence of the power of the tongue. But when it came to the teenage stage, that's where I saw the power of the title of the book, Giving Them Wings. Because that's where children battle with self-identity. That's where they go to a school, especially in the secondary era. That's where competition is rife, via cell phones, via brand names and stuff like that. Because I was in a stage where I couldn't afford most of the things, I taught my children that, the essential thing you can do for yourselves at this stage is pursue, have a goal. I gave them papers to write what they wanted to see in their future. They divided it in 5 years' time. They wanted to see ABCD, 10 years' time, up to a stage where they'll be working. So they shaped their lives, like it says in the book of Habakkuk, write your vision down. So I gave my children a chance to write their vision down. They wrote their vision down and they lived up to it. We kept on reminding each other. I remember there is a stage where I taught them how to empower themselves with the word of God. I taught them how to pray and fast. They would do it half a day until they learn to do it full day. Why pray and fast? Because that's where my anchor is. And that's where I saw God breaking barriers for me. So I wanted to give them the medicine that worked for me. So indeed, as they grew up, I would hear them say, Mom, I'm taking a 3 days fast. Mom, so and so at school lost a mom. Please stand with me in prayer. I would pray with them, support them where their friends were attacked, or even in their personal challenges where they were bullied. Prayer and fasting was the way to go. And they grew up when the adversity where they had to make choices of careers to take. I told them, look, you can have desires in your heart, but God has the final word. So you rather ask God what career you should pursue. So they lived lives that way, solemnly dependent on God, because that's the best I knew how. They chose careers after praying. Even, it's human to see your peers going a certain direction, and in the long run, God will pull you back to where He wants you. That happened to them also. But the long and the short of it, Give Them Wings is empowering our children through our lifestyle. Firstly, through using the power of the word, through our lifestyles, and through teaching them how to balance life. Balancing life. I remember teaching them the importance of drawing their peers to the Lord, because they could have had so much or lack so much, but their way of life had to tally with what God wanted me to do. That is, teaching children in a way that they would go, so that when they are old, they will not leave it. I'm seeing the fruits now because they are into the Lord. I would not lie and say my children are perfect. They miss it here and there, and they go back to the Lord. Because you know what a child or a person has been fed with at a young age, it comes back to be a pillar, it comes back to be a corrective measure when one loses it. So this is it for today. If you need to know more about how to give your child wings, you can order a copy. My contact numbers are in my YouTube channel and in the Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Ciao, till the next video.